Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Strategish Plays. Today we have our week 3, round 3, whatever it is, of the BFO Surge PDSP Wi-Fi Tournament League thing. Yeah, that thing. But anyway, so as per usual, we have some changes made to the team, and this week though, we were able to get up to, I think it was 14 point Pokemon, but nothing really seemed to interest me, and I think I only had 12 points to work with. So instead of just getting another Pokemon, I decided I'm just go ahead and pick up 2. So we still have our Medicham, Fortress, Masquerain, Feraligator, Arcanine, and Vileplume. So the core of the team, the main 6 that we've had are from last week are still here, going strong. I like it a lot, but we decided to pick up Sneasel. So Sneasel was sitting around, I think, 7 points, so I ended up picking up Sneasel. Pretty cool Pokemon, gets Inner Focus. It doesn't get knockoff in this game, but it has a pretty solid speed tier, and that's kind of all I really wanted for it this week. I really just wanted something that can hit kind of hard and be kind of fast, you know. So that's really cool. So and we're just gonna put you could put Throat Chop, Icicle Crash, Ice Shard, etc. So like Dark Stab is still very powerful in this game. Like there isn't a ton of great answers to it, especially in a format like this. So just like throwing out Choice Banded Throat Chops seems pretty good. So alright, so that was Sneasel. That was our first pickup, and then we had 5 points left, and I decided I'm gonna pick up Claydol. So this gives us a second Rapid Spinner, gives us a Stealth Rocker back, and gives us a Ground type. Ground type, I think, at this point in the draft, now that we have some pretty decent Electric types on the board, might be a good idea to get us a decent Ground type. Claydol is not great, don't get me wrong, but it has Teleport, it can explode, it can set up Stealth Rocks, and it can spin away opposing hazards, and that's really all I need. Like, at this kind of format, all you're gonna do is be super freaking aggressive, and you're gonna go in there, and you're gonna like maybe lead off with like a hazard setter, and then just try to get it out of the way as soon as possible, so then you can go in with some of my more offensive things, like say a Medicham or Feraligator or something like that. So that's the idea of the team. Is, you know, we're setting up hazards with Claydol or Fortress. Maybe we lead off, get up webs with Masquerain at some point in the game. That's about it. But yeah, that's I just really like having Masquerain on the team, just because like they have to prep for webs. If you have a Webber on the team and a Webber that's not terrible, like Masquerain, you gotta prep for webs. So that seems pretty good. So anyway, this week we are going up against Bishmi, and we are gonna go ahead and take a look at his team. So he's got the Rotom Heat. He has a Sneasel of his own, very cool. A Lantern, his own Fortress. This man straight up copying me, I tell you. A Rotom-Mow, of course he has 2 Rotoms. He can only bring 1, obviously. So a Dusknoir and a Staraptor. This Staraptor is terrifying because I have nothing that wants to come in on this freaking stupid thing. Yeah, this thing is an absolute monster for me to deal with, and you know, it's gonna have Reckless, it's got Brave Bird, it's got Double Edge, it can kind of just go burr. So that seems very, very scary. So, but we got some stuff to deal with it, and I'm pretty happy with that. So, alright, so yeah, that's the team. The things that I'm kind of expecting, I think his Sneasel looks great. Inner Focus means that my Arcanine's Intimidate isn't going to help it, so if he can get rocks up, or even like, well, he doesn't have rocks, but if you can get up like a layer of hazards, of like spikes or something with like Fortress, that seems like really solid, because like my Arcanine just isn't a switch in anymore. If he gets like two layers of spikes up and just throws off Choice Banded freaking Throat Chop, I don't really have a switch in. Staraptor is 100% coming, because like there is no reason not to bring this gigantic threat. So yeah, we're gonna have to figure out if this thing is Choice Scarfed, Choice Banded, what have you, and we got the build to decide that. So that seems pretty good. After that, I think one of his electric types comes. I don't really think the Dusknoir comes. I don't see a need for it. Yeah, because I mean, I have Sneasel. It can't really do a whole lot to Sneasel. Yeah, I mean, does it get fighting coverage? It might. Oh, it gets Brick Break, so I guess it could, like, kill Sneasel. If it gets up like a Trick Room or something like that. But still, like, I don't know. I don't think Dusknoir really has a place here. But yeah, one of these electric types is probably going to come, though. But yeah, I think Staraptor plus Sneasel plus Fortress. We have some hazard stacking lead with the Sneasel. In the Staraptor in the back, it's going to be really hard for me to deal with. And then like one of the electric types just to Volt Switch around and be annoying and stuff like that. But we'll see how it goes. So I'm definitely prepping for these three for sure, though. And then it's kind of hard to figure out which one of these are going to come. But yeah, there's that. So all right. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into the team that we're going to be bringing. We're going to be starting off with a Custap Berry Claydol with a decent amount of defense and max HP and a little bit of attack. So this build is our dedicated lead. We are always going to lead with it. We're going to get up rocks. We get rapid spin on like a Fortress lead potentially. And then if we have to, we can explode. So the defense investment here lets us figure out what the Staraptor set is. If the Staraptor is if it's choice banded, we can will live it on like maybe like 5% or so. We guarantee live, but we'll be able to tell based on the damage that the Staraptor does to us what his set is going to be, like choice banded, choice scarfed, etc. So that seems pretty awesome. And then we just have the teleport if we want to just get out nice and safely, or we can just go boom, deny a potential rapid spin from the opposing Fortress on top of just breaking the sturdy and doing a decent amount of damage, because we can actually live a I believe I can live a Throat Chop. I don't think I can live an Icicle Crash from the Sneasel, and if he came in on rocks, then I can kill it with Explosion. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, so Explosion does a decent amount of damage to like his kind of frailer stuff, but mostly it's there to take on the lead with against the opposing Fortress. So like that's the idea. And then if I can get the Custap Berry Explosion off onto like a Staraptor that did a ton of damage to me as I set up rocks, then that's awesome. It's great, and that just sets me up for knockout with the rest of the team. So, all right, next up we got Feraligator. Feraligator is kind of like our win con this week. If we can get one Dragon Dance up, we kind of just obliterate his entire team. Outside of obviously like if he's choice scarfed or something like that. That might be a little bit of a problem because he can do like U-turn shenanigans, but hopefully the Staraptor will be either heavily weakened or dead by the time we have to bring out Feraligator. So yeah, but pretty much if we get a Dragon Dance up, we kill the Lantern, we kill the Dusknoir, and we just kill anything else that we don't need the R2 coverage with Waterfall. That's awesome. Yeah, that's pretty much about it. Very straightforward. The speed is all we need to outspeed like everything on his team at +1. I believe this outspeeds Modest. No, it doesn't outspeed Modest, obviously. I don't know. I don't remember exactly what the speed was for. Don't worry about it. It's there. So, and tiny bit of bulk never hurts. All right. Remember I said choice banded Sneasel, that's right, we're bringing our own, and we're just bringing that choice banded inner focus Sneasel. Why not? I don't think he has anything that inner focus actually matters for, but whatever, doesn't hurt, right? Throat Chop, Icicle Crash, Ice Shard, and Brick Break. Brick Break is literally only for the opposing Sneasel if I want to risk the speed tie. That's why we're running full speed Jolly, just so we don't have to risk that. But yeah, if the Staraptor is choice banded, then we outspeed that and we can just easily just knock it out. If it's choice scarfed, then we have choice banded Ice Shard to deal with it as well. So that seems pretty cool. So yeah, that Sneasel is going to come in, it's going to punch stuff in the face, and that's about it. So I like Sneasel a lot in this game, honestly. Alright, Arcanine is up next, running kind of like a offensive Arcanine with a little bit of sustain, with like some leftovers and Morning Sun. Intimidate doesn't really help against the Sneasel, like I said, so we'll have to make sure that we try our best to limit our switch-ins to that. We can still live two Throat Chops if he... Choice Banded Throat Chops if he doesn't keep his hazards up, so that's important to know. But other than that, yeah, like this is kind of like a soft check, because we have Flare Blitz, we have Close Combat, and we have Extreme Speed, pretty good offensive moves. We gotta run. We're running Jolly with a decent amount of speed, just in case it's like an Adamant Staraptor, and we can figure that out by the damage calc, like I said, on our Claydol potentially, and then we can just kind of like just nuke it with a Flare Blitz. That seems pretty cool. So, but yeah, that's Arcanine. Pretty straightforward build this week. We're just leading off with Claydol. He's our dedicated lead. We're getting up rocks, and then we're just kind of just gonna whale stuff from there. So but anyway, that's gonna be it for this build. Let me know what you think down in the comments, and we'll go ahead and get into the battle. Enjoy. Alright, so I'm a complete idiot and I forgot to hit record, but shoutouts to Bishme. He sent me his side of the battle, and that is awesome. I'm super much appreciated for that. So yeah, see, we saw the Choice Banded Staraptor, Choice Scarfed Rotom, double leftovers, and then we have the team that we just went over in the team preview. So he's going to start off with his Rotom. I'm going to start off with my Claydol. Claydol was the dedicated lead, so obviously we're going to just go ahead and lead off with that. And let's just see how it goes. So I just want to set up my rocks because rocks are great here. He has no removal. And, he has two things weak to rocks, so that is just incredible, and it just pushes everything into KO range. So, he could trick me all he wants to. That's fine. That's cool. I don't really care. This is great. For me, he could take my Custat Bear if he wants. Doesn't really matter. I get my rocks for free, and that's all Claydol really has to do. So, that's awesome. So. But yeah, so now he's gonna go ahead and just choose to go for a Volt Switch. I decided to actually stay in here because it's like, it doesn't really hurt anything. My Claydol's choiced, it isn't gonna do anything else in this game, so I was gonna see maybe if he wanted to lower a special attack, go for an Overheat and then switch, but doesn't quite work out. I don't really feel like playing the game too much longer, so I'm just gonna go into Arcanine, who can take a Volt Switch pretty well. And then just kind of go from there. Get in kind of useless Intimidate down, which it's great, whatever. Take about a third from that, which is fine for the most part. And then he's going to go ahead and choose what he wants to go into. So I'm not really feeling too hot about the Staraptor coming in. I can kind of just chunk the Lantern down pretty well, but obviously Claydol is choice locked now. There's really nothing that he can do at this point other than just kind of coming in and just dying. So, but this would potentially let me have a good chance. So if Staraptor comes in, that's great. I get a little bit of leftovers back, get some rocks damage on the Staraptor, which is awesome. And now we're going to just switch into Claydol. So this is actually a fine switch because, like I said, Claydol is basically useless at this point, but it also lets me figure out what this Staraptor is. So he's going to go for the Brave Bird if based on the damage calc, and he crits me. So yeah, unfortunately I don't learn what the Staraptor is because of that crit, so I can't risk going into my my Sneasel. A Choice Banded Throat Chop right here would easily kill this Staraptor, but I'm not going to take that risk because I want to bring in Sneasel and just spam Throat Chop. But I can't take the risk. I don't know if he's Scarfed or not yet, so I just go into Arcanine, get an Intimidate down, and I go for an Extreme Speed. Unfortunately, he lives on 2 HP, and obliterates my Arcanine with Choice Banded Brave Bird. So that's when I realized that it was Choice Banded. But you know, that's okay. That crit was a little bit annoying because it would have put me in, I would have been such a better position if he didn't get that crit, because I would just bring in Sneasel and just fire off Choice Banded Throat Chop. But that's okay. We're gonna do that now. As he brings in the Lantern, and that's great. So yeah, Lantern comes in. He's just gonna try to fire up a Scald. Scald on me, try to get a burn. Sneasel can easily take that, and based on like how much damage this does, I can tell what kind of Lantern this is. It's pretty defensive. It looks like I'm very close to a 2-hit KO, but probably not after the Leftovers recovery, and we see that. However, I don't want to switch into my FERALIGATR because that is my win condition. I don't want to get burned. I don't, because I need to be not burned to knock out the Dusknoir in the back, and so I'm just going to stay in here with Sneasel. He Thunder Waves me, whatever, no big deal. I'm still faster because it's Sneasel. He actually has a very good speed tier, so we're kind of just chilling here. So we're just gonna stay in. We're just gonna go ahead and keep spamming that Choice Banded Throat Chop, and boom, there you go. So yeah, Choice Banded Throat Chop just takes out the Lantern, and now we just have a paralyzed Sneasel, which isn't gonna really be doing much. All we have to do is just get a nice safe switch into our FERALIGATR, set up a Dragon Dance, and we easily win this game. So this is actually great positioning for us because now he has to send us Rotom. He didn't go for a second Scald, so that means that he has to go for an Overheat to knock me out. A Thunderbolt is not going to do it. So he's gonna go ahead and do that. And yeah, that's great for me because that puts him at -2 special attack, and Sneasel just kind of goes down there, which is just fine. But yeah, he's at -2 special attack. I go into FERALIGATR, obviously, as my last, and now this is the freest Dragon Dance of my life. He could potentially have Thunder Wave that would win him the game, but considering that it was a trick set, I wasn't really expecting that. He could have also potentially had Will-O-Wisp, I guess, but if I set my Dragon Dance, then, you know, still doesn't matter. And there you go. You see, he's -2. That Thunderbolt didn't quite take me out, and I get my Dragon Dance up, and I can just easily just win this game. So, obviously, if he got a paralysis off of that, that would have been terrible, but didn't quite work out for him. We get a revenge crit, totally necessary, as you can imagine, obviously. And yeah, there it is. We just go into the Dusknoir. We got Crunch. We know that it's Leftovers, not Cold Barberry or anything like that, because we're watching this side. But yeah, and based on his moveset there, I don't think that it really would have won him the game anyway. So he's just going to go for the Nightshade. Why not? We're going to go for a big Crunch, and that just easily just wipes him out. So that's awesome. So, yep. But yeah, a little bit annoying with that crit. I probably could have won this one 2-0 instead of 3-0, or 2-0 instead of 1-0. But for the most part, that was a fine game. I think we played well. Yeah, so GG to Bishme. We're gonna move on to next round, and yeah, hopefully we can get another fast Pokemon that's not like Sneasel. I love Sneasel, don't get me wrong, but yeah, he was kind of like hopefully a stopgap, but we'll see that for next week. So anyway, that's gonna be it for today. Go check out Bishme. Thank you guys, thank you so much to him for you know, sending me his side of the battle. I've really dumb for not doing the thing and clicking the record button, but you know, that's about it. So like, comment, sub, all that fun stuff. I love you all. Deuces.